Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a weekly chat video. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you how I did on the scale this week. I'm going to be sharing meal prep review and then just a very short talk today because I am really pressed for time this weekend. So if you want to hear all that, then stay with me. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Kristi. Currently, I'm following the WW Blue program, but I do provide the points for all three programs on my channel. I also share calories as well. However, you don't need to be on any type of weight loss journey to get tips and ideas from my channel. I would love to have you as part of our family. So if you are new to my channel, my chat videos started off as just my weigh-in where I reported how I did on the scale, but they have kind of evolved into like our chat where I'm sitting down just chatting with my friends, and that's how I feel, and I know that's how a lot of you feel. So usually I don't really have written down what I'm going to be saying. I kind of have in mind like a topic or things I'm going to talk about, but for the most part, I just wing it. So sometimes I end up all over the place. So just to let you know ahead of time. I'm actually going to start with meal prep review. I may need to break away just for a little bit and then come back. So I'm hoping to get through meal prep review and then I'll break away, come back and share with you how I did on the scale, and then we'll have our little chat. So for breakfast prep this week, I did that biscuits and gravy bake. Oh my gosh, we loved that so much. It was so good. It was a little bit higher in points than I'm used to for breakfast. It was 7 points on all programs, but it was worth all the 7 points. The texture of it was a little bit, it caught me by surprise a little bit just because in some areas it's gravy. So it's almost like you felt like it wasn't cooked through all the way in some parts. In fact, one of you had asked me about that, if it cooked through all the way. Mine was definitely cooked through all the way, but some parts where the gravy is, it can kind of play mind games on you, but I loved it. We'll definitely make that again. And for lunch prep, I did the Skinny Taste Santa Fe chicken. I love that one. I've made it before and I really enjoyed it. I love the flavor of it. The only thing that I would actually do different with that is I would definitely not shred up the chicken like I did. So I really shredded up that chicken, and I think next time I'll just make cubed chicken and leave kind of like bigger chunks. But the flavor was good, but the chicken was just way too shredded for me. I actually this week had 2 days that I didn't end up eating lunch. I had a very extremely busy week this week, and I've just been under a lot of stress, got a lot going on at work, and just really pressed for time. So that's going to lead me into the scale and the topic I want to talk about. So right now it is Saturday, almost 6 o'clock at night on Saturday night. I weigh in on Thursdays. I am just now doing this video. I just got done filming my meal plan and grocery haul, which actually is usually filmed after this video. So I'm just really running out of time. So this week I got on the scale, and so if you remember last week I was 196.2. This week 196.4. I was up 0.2. Okay, so I had to step away for a little bit. So it is now 7:45, Saturday night oh my gosh. So I don't even remember where I left off. I think I had just said how I did on the scale. So I was up to 0.2. Again, not a big deal. I've had 3 weeks of losses in a row. So a small 0.2, I don't even consider that a gain. 0.2 is just so minimal. Anything less than 2 pounds, to me, it's just part of a normal fluctuation. I actually had a really good week this week. I did bump my steps down from 10,000 to 8,000 just because I've just not been getting my steps in, and I figure if I set it as something that's a little bit more reachable, then I would push for it. So usually after dinner, I would find that I was right around maybe 6,000 steps, and what I was finding myself doing is kind of like in my mind saying, well, you're not going to be able to get 4,000 steps in the rest of the night, so don't even worry about it. And so if I set it to 8,000, that's at least a little bit more reachable. I know it's just excuses. It's just finding that time. I know I mentioned to some of you, I really want to look into those under the desk treadmills. I really want to try and find one that I can, do my work, do my editing while I'm walking on the treadmill. I really think that would be huge. But so I did at least hit my 8,000. When I was at work, I was exercising actually on my lunch break, like doing aerobic exercising. So I worked on that this week. I got my water in again this week. My tracking was good, but I really didn't eat as many of my extra points. And I know that when I don't eat enough, my body doesn't like it. And so that could very well be why I didn't have a good loss this week. But again, I'm okay with it. I've mentioned to a lot of you that I'm not focusing on that number on the scale. It's more about the healthy habits. So not a big deal to me at all. Now, one of the things that it could be because of is sleep deprivation. So that's one of the things I want to talk about this week is sleep deprivation. So let me know in the comment. I'm going to take a couple sips of my coffee while you let me know in the comments how many hours of sleep you typically get each night. So go ahead and put that in the comments. Okay, got that in the comments. Now, how many hours of sleep are you supposed to get a night? Some people say 8 hours. That's because that's kind of the in-between of what they say. So studies say that you should get between 7 and 9 hours of sleep a night. So some of us have our Fitbit that tells us how we do with our sleep. It gives you like a sleep score, studies how much you're in deep sleep versus, awake, and how your respirations are, all that fun stuff, and it assigns a number. Well, my Fitbit told me this week that I'm averaging 5 hours and 5 minutes of sleep per night. And that explains why I walk around sometimes like I'm in a drunk stupor. When I was at work this week, it was almost like, it almost feels like you're hungover, like you have a hangover, like you're just walking around, your head feels disconnected from your body sometimes. You just feel like, it's almost like you don't have enough oxygen getting to your brain. That is sleep deprivation. And it's not good. And it doesn't make you think clearly. And it does affect your weight loss. For some people, it affects them because they snack more. So studies say that sometimes sleep deprivation can lead to more nighttime snacking. It can also lead to more carbs at nighttime, which that's me. I'm guilty of that. That is what I usually crave at nighttime, is the carbs. But also for some people, you don't think clearly. So you might, it might be easier for you to go back for that second plate of dessert or something like that. Whereas if you had a clear mind and you had gotten enough sleep, then you might make a better choice. It also affects the cortisol in your body, which is like the stress hormone. So it can make you be under more stress than you normally would be. And of course, we all know what stress does to our bodies. Stress does affect the fat in our bodies, according to studies. This is just things that I've read and things that I've learned over the years. I want to make it known that I'm not a Weight Watchers leader. I'm not a dietitian. This is just personal opinion and experience. So don't hold me to any of this. What we read on the internet doesn't mean that that's facts. We all know that. So, but this is just from personal experience and what I've read, that sleep deprivation is, not the greatest thing for you. So I have noticed it this week, and that could be why the scale didn't go down for me. It could be anything. I could be holding water. It could be because I was getting more cardio in and, doing something different with working out on my body. But it could be that I didn't get enough sleep. So I did notice a difference this week at work. We've had a lot going on at work. I've not been teleworking at all this month. I've been in the office every single day. Just a lot going on. We're going to have a lot going on through February. So I'm starting to feel it. So I know a lot of you are new and this might be your first time here. And if it is, YouTube for me is a hobby. I have a full-time career. I've had the same job for 16 years. I don't plan on going anywhere. I plan on retiring from there. So YouTube is a hobby for me. It's just something that I do on the side. But it does consume a lot of my time. So it's not just what you see. There's so much behind the scenes that goes on. So I'm going to just kind of hit the books and try and think of ways that I can work on making sure that I'm getting more sleep than I am now, because 5 hours of sleep, when I saw that on my Fitbit, I thought, oh. And, you know, I had this idea to do this talk about sleep deprivation just because I felt so tired this week. But then tonight I thought, well, let me look at my Fitbit and see what I've averaged this week. And I couldn't believe it when I said 5 hours and 5 minutes. So I definitely need to work on my sleep. So let me know in the comments if that's something that you struggle with. I will say that I don't really have trouble getting to sleep. Like, I don't have any problems with that. My problem is just setting that computer down. That's really my hard part, is just putting my laptop down. Once I lay my head on my pillow, I usually do not have any trouble getting to sleep. I'm lucky if I can get through my prayers. So let me know in the comments, not necessarily how you did on the scale, but if you had any non-scale victories this week. You know, y'all know I love hearing those. And let me know in the comments if you are having problems with sleep deprivation, and what are you going to do to help get more sleep. So that's definitely something I've got to work on, and definitely something that is part of Planning Us Healthy. Getting your sleep is so important. That is when your body just can really restore itself. And so I definitely need to work on that. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new, I hope you'll subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll talk to you in my next video. I'm Kristi, and I'm Planning Us Healthy.